You finally made the leap, moved abroad. You're living the dream, sort of. You've mastered the art of crossing 8 lanes of traffic without dying. You've eaten things on sticks you couldn't identify even with Google Lens, and you've politely smiled through your neighbors. Karaoke sessions at 2 a.m., but when it comes to actually making friends, real friends, it's like being a teenager again, except this time, you're doing it in a language you barely speak, while sweating profusely and pretending you understood the joke everyone's laughing at. And no, I do not mean adding a bunch of strangers on LinkedIn and hoping someone invites you to a barbecue. Welcome to the social integration phase of expat life. In this episode of the Adaptable Expat, we're diving into how to build your social network from the ground up. We're talking about the real stuff: belonging, community, connection. Let's begin. Back in our homesickness video, we talked about loneliness. The late night snack that made you cry. The birthday no one remembered. The ache of being invisible in a place that's supposed to be your new home. Well, this chapter is the antidote. Because connection doesn't happen by accident. It happens by showing up. And sometimes by being just a little awkward on purpose. Let's start with this truth. To belong is a verb, not a noun. It's something you do, not something you find like a treasure chest. Think about your life back home. How did those friendships start? School, work, mutual friends. The hours spent together working and playing, laughing and crying. That camaraderie did not sprung from the ground in one day, nor will it vanish into thin air either. It lives on the memories of the time all of you won the football match, or the one time you all got food poisoning at the same buffet. But abroad, you're starting from scratch. No mutual history, no shared context. Just you, your slightly suspicious-looking passport photo, and a willingness to try. So the first step? Show up. Join things, anything. Language classes, cooking workshops. The local badminton league full of 22-year-olds who will destroy your knees but might also become your brunch buddies. It doesn't have to be glamorous. I once joined a fish photography group in Penang. Didn't own a camera and did not care about fish. But by the second meetup, someone invited me to a housewarming party, and boom, I found a community. The key is repetition. Belonging doesn't happen in a single magical moment. It happens through regular low-stakes exposure. You become part of the scenery before you become part of the story. Now let's talk about your third place. You've probably heard of this. Home is your first place, work is your second, and the third place is where community happens. The Vietnamese cafe where they know your order. The park where you nod at the same joggers every morning. The laundromat where you once had a surprisingly deep conversation about fate with a guy folding towels. These are the places where your identity starts to take root in your new home. Your mission this week? Find one. Visit it regularly. Buy the coffee. Smile at the regulars. Eventually, they'll smile back. And here's a fun tip. If the lady at the nasi lemak stall starts calling you boss, saying, or handsome, congratulations, you're halfway to being local. But let's be honest, it's not always easy, especially for accompanying spouses. If you're not working, the days can feel long and a bit too quiet. You might go from managing teams to managing laundry. So what do? You build something new. Join local volunteer groups. Start a project. Offer to teach a skill. Or learn a new skill, even if it's just making dumplings that look like they've been in a minor car accident. Your value isn't tied to a job title. It's tied to your presence, your kindness, and your curiosity. Next up, the GPS method: groups, places, schedules. Join a group, find a place where you can be recognized, and stick to a social schedule. Think of it as your emotional gym. You don't get abs by thinking about crunches. You don't make friends by just scrolling past community events. 3 hours a week minimum. Speaking of community events, don't underestimate the power of low-key festivals. I once accidentally joined a dragon boat team after wandering too close to the river with an iced tea. Best mistake I ever made. That's it for part 1. In the next video, We'll take these connections deeper, turning friendly faces into found family, and your new location into something that finally feels like home. Stick around. The best part's still coming. From beautiful and busy KL, this is the Adaptable Expat reminding you to feed your dreams.